Hello, welcome to HighFlyers. My name is Jan and I will be your host. Hainan Airlines launched a new route between Xi'an and Rome. Tianjin Airlines plans to inaugurate direct flights between Tianjin and Vancouver. Lucky Air introduced the first route from China to Cambodia. Finally, Hong Kong Airlines commenced a service between Hong Kong and Krabi in Thailand. What do these events have in common? Well, all the above airlines are part of HNA Group, a Chinese company which is lately very active both in China and internationally. Before I will draw a detailed picture of this company's rising empire, I would like to say a few words about the aviation in China. Chinese passenger air transport is growing at a tremendous pace. In 2011, Chinese carriers carried 290 million travelers, while in 2014 almost 391 million. This gives an impressive 35% surge in passenger traffic in just 3 years. In the first 11 months of 2015, the airlines from this country transported more than 400 million passengers. Even without December, it is around 2% rise from 2014, which is absolutely incredible. Will this amazing performance continue in the next couple of years? Well, according to IATA forecast, China will become the biggest aviation market in the world around 2029, when it will surpass USA. It is estimated that airlines in China will transport 1.2 billion passengers around the year 2034. The current leader is United States, where airlines carried 763 million passengers in 2014. China has 3 big legacy carriers. The largest among them by passengers carried is China Southern, being also the 3rd largest airline in the world. It is a SkyTeam Alliance member and it has a headquarters at Guangzhou Baiyun Airport. It carried 109.4 million passengers in 2015. China Eastern, based in Shanghai Pudong Airport, is on the 2nd place of the list in China, with 93.5 million transported passengers, while being the 8th largest airline in the world. What is interesting, this airline is also a member of SkyTeam. The flag carrier of China is Air China, and its main hub is located in a heavily congested Beijing Capital Airport. In 2015, nearly 90 million passengers used its services. Additionally, Air China is the member of Star Alliance. The 4th place is occupied by Hainan Airlines, being the largest Chinese carrier in private hands. Hainan transported 35.6 million passengers in 2014. Currently, it stays out of any alliance, and its headquarters is located in the city of Haikou on Hainan Island. The smallest carrier among Chinese top 5 airlines is Xiamen Airlines, based in Xiamen, just to the west of Taiwan. In 2014, it carried about 20 million passengers. It is also a member of SkyTeam Alliance, which, as you see, is very well represented in China. Among presented 5 carriers, Hainan is particularly interesting because it's a subsidiary of large HNA Group, which owns many airlines, aviation leasing companies, airport management firms, and many more. Now, I would like to focus on that company and tell you a little bit more about this incredible Chinese success story. HNA was established in 1993 in the city of Haikou, located on the beautiful tropical Hainan Island. The island itself is a famous and popular leisure destination for Chinese due to its impressive sandy beaches. The first chapter of HNA's story was written by Hainan Airlines, being the first company in the group. Since then, over the last 20 years, the company grew significantly, creating a conglomerate anchored in various sectors and businesses like aviation, construction, property management, tourism, finance, and logistics. The revenue of HNA in 2014 was around $26 billion, and the group employs currently around 110,000 people. Also, in 2014, the company was classified on 99th place of top 500 Chinese companies, as well as 464th place in Fortune 500 list. Group is very famous because of its airlines. Currently, it is a shareholder of around 10 carriers. Until recently, HNA concentrated mainly on China, but currently it has focused also on other markets, for example by buying 24% share in Azul Brazilian Airlines. It models itself a bit on Etihad, which built a very interesting alliance called Etihad Equity Partners through purchasing of interest in other carriers around the world. HNA's jewel in the crown is undeniably Hainan Airlines, which is the only Chinese airline and among the only 7 airlines worldwide awarded 5 stars by Skytrax Airlines Quality Ranking. It is also focused on safety, being on the 8th place in German Aero International Safety Ranking, having a perfect record of no fatal accidents in its history. Hainan was growing surrounded by 3 gigantic national carriers, and that is why it needed to use every chance it has to show it is better, more efficient and more determined. Especially the international expansion was very difficult due to one route, one airline policy. It is a regulation which prevents the second Chinese carrier from flying between the cities which are already connected by other local carrier. This rule applies only to long-haul routes. To make it more clear, let's take a flight from Beijing to Los Angeles. It is operated by 2 carriers, one Chinese, Air China, and one US, Delta. This route would be definitely interesting for Hainan, but it will not get permission from own aviation authorities, even if Americans would agree on it. This route is reserved solely for Air China, as it was the first airline which flies from Beijing to Los Angeles. While having restrictions on the long-haul international markets, Hainan expanded on the domestic and regional market. Currently, the airports where this carrier is most active are Beijing, Haikou, Guangzhou, Sanya, and Xi'an. The airline has around 160 planes, most of which are Boeing 737-800s narrow bodies. Because of Chinese economic impressive growth over the last couple of decades and a lot of international trade and business relations, new long-haul routes become possible. Hainan used this chance and stole a march on a big state carrier Air China in launching new routes from Beijing. It currently operates from the capital of the country to Boston, Toronto, Chicago, San Diego, Seattle, as well as to Moscow, St. Petersburg, Berlin, Prague, and Brussels. It also was the first to introduce flights from Shanghai, home of China Eastern, to Boston and Seattle. Moreover, the carrier tries to connect secondary Chinese cities to the world. It has a small long-haul hubs in Xi'an, Chongqing, and Changsha. Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner is the ideal plane for launching a new and sometimes quite thin routes. Hainan has currently 10 of these planes in its fleet. It has additionally ordered 30 787s in Dash 9 version, which promise further investments in international destinations. The average age of the airline's fleet is around 5 years. What's very interesting, the second largest carrier in which HNA Group has its interest is not located in China, but in Brazil. Azul is the 3rd largest airline in Brazil by passengers carried and 4th largest in the whole South America. In 2014, it transported 21 million travelers. Its main base is located in Sao Paulo and has a fleet of 144 planes. Next year will be very important for the airline development. The carrier will get new Airbus A320neo in 2016 and modern Airbus A350-900 in 2017. Brazil's weak economy and Azul's recent losses may, however, thwart those plans and further growth. The 3rd largest HNA carrier is Tianjin Airlines. The airline is based in the city of Tianjin, one of the biggest and most important metropolis in China. It was initially a regional airline, but now it started to fly to the most important cities in the country as well. Currently, it has plans to begin long-haul operations. The first destination will be most likely Vancouver. The flight will begin in Chongqing with a quick stop in Tianjin. The airline carried around 11.1 million passengers in 2015. The list of the airlines in HNA portfolio is very long and it won't be possible to describe them all properly in this short video. Carriers like Beijing Capital Airlines, based in China, Hong Kong Airlines, based in Hong Kong, or Aigle Azur, based in France, as well as low-cost airlines like Lucky Air, West Air, or HK Express are all a part of one family. This is not all. The company is still creating some new airlines in less-known Chinese cities. Fuzhou Airlines or Urumqi Airlines are the great example of such initiatives. HNA has lately created a world's first low-cost airlines alliance called HighFlyers. The new association comprises 4 LCCs from HNA Group. HK Express from Hong Kong, Lucky Air from Kunming, Urumqi Air from Urumqi, and West Air from Chongqing. The airlines will cooperate to offer the customers the best fares as well as convenient connections. Talking about the HNA Group, we mustn't forget it is much more than a collection of various carriers. Apart from that, the company is also a specialized financial group with impressive aviation leasing arm called Bohai Leasing. It took over the Irish aircraft leasing and management firm Avalon for $2.6 billion. Additionally, some rumors appeared that HNA would like to buy another Irish lessor, AWAS. If those plans materialize, ambitious Bohai may soon become one of the biggest companies in the world in this sector and fight with the current leaders AirCap and GE-CAS. HNA is also the owner of two cargo airlines, Chinese Yangtze River Express and Turkish MyCargo. HNA Technic Division provides MRO, maintenance, repair and operations, services at 11 airports. HNA Airport Group Company manages over 16 airports in China. The most notable ones are Haikou Mailan International Airport and Sanya Phoenix International Airport, both located on Hainan Island. HNA also bought the world's largest provider of ground and cargo handling services, Swissport, for $2.8 billion. This is not all. HNA conglomerate owns Aviation Academy, developers and construction firms, sixth largest tourism group in China, 440 hotels, car rentals, almost 30% share in NH Hotel Group, business jet charter and management company called Dearjet, large logistics and distribution companies, and many, many more. HNA is an example of giant-sized Chinese ambitions and a strong will for many of the companies from this country to become the biggest not only in China, but in the whole world. So far, the dream of HNA continues, and I'm very interested where it will lead this young, passionate, energetic and aggressive firm.